Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Fujiwara. I would like to share with you the past, present, and future of R&D at Kirin Group. This is me. I joined Kirin in 1995, and I first worked at the central laboratories for key technology for Kirin Brewery, and I have been I was a long-time researcher then. And during the time, there are things that I have learned and gained over the course of time, and I would like to share that with you today. This is the lab that I joined. I was assigned to this central laboratories for key technology. And to start with, this lab is quite special. This was launched back in 1992. And Kirin, the senior executives already had known that we need to explore or find new business at Kirin. And so this lab was established to explore something new. What is quite interesting is that there is no theme. And also what is quite special is that there is no deadline for all the projects. Management was very minimal. But one thing that we were told was to become on par with top level universities. So this lab was quite special. I was there for about 10 years. And there are, roughly speaking, 3 things that I learned over time. One is about KW3110. This is one of the lactic acids, which is good, effective for allergies. And also, I learned a lot about LC plasma, which is known now as antiviral lactic acid. Thirdly, I learned and gained a lot of knowledge about this white koji derived sterols, which is also known as anti-inflammatory. So all this learning came from immunology multiplied with microbiology. So these 3 were actually born out of immunology multiplied by microbiology. And the previous top executive of Kirin, Dr. Aramaki, actually joined the pharmaceutical division of the Kirin Brewery, and he then led the Kirin Holdings, and he told us something like this: things that seem to have emerged from the most fundamental principles in principle of science, and things that seem to have emerged from the very foundations of science do not collapse so easily. And in order for us to create a product which is resilient, which is is strong in principle, okay, I still believe that his philosophy, his belief was quite right. He said that we must constantly consider how they are rooted in the fundamentals of the life phenomena. That is something that we must constantly keep in mind. In addition, I think there is always a role of corporate R&D, and this R&D, this role is a bit quite different from R&D in academia. There are, I would say, futures only visible through scientific foresight. State-of-the-art technology comes from the scientific foresight. And from these, we have to identify what really is able to improve people's lives. And also, from these, we have to find out things that can be materialized as prototypes. We also, since we are a corporate, we're a company, we have to try to present that value to the world. I think that is the role of corporate R&D. So we have to have imagination. At the same time, we have to have a sense of, or a consumer's mindset. We have to be able to what consumers are feeling and thinking and wanting. And further, we have to see through to the end. We should never give up. Now today we are all here, and I would like to share with you the purpose of this meeting. I would like to share what we reflect on what we once were, and we also would like to share with you where we are, our current position, and we also would like to present possibilities for the future. After my talk, I'll be inviting our colleagues. But before that, to talk about what they have achieved. But before that, I would like to show you a video to show you what we have achieved and what we have gone through, and that will be followed by our star researchers' presentations. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Horita from Kyowa Kirin. As for the Kirin R&D history, not only limited to the beer as well as the food, those technical development had really pioneered the medical pharmaceutical area, and Kyowa Kirin had started. And I would like to talk about some of the development of the medicine that we are working on, how it has been developed. KHK 4951, which is a nanocrystal eye drops. First, I would like to introduce some of the applicable disease. There are mainly two. One is the NMMD, the age-related macular degeneration. The other one is a DMA, which is a diabetic macular edema. For NMD, because of the abnormal choroidal neovascular damage muscular tissue leading to vision. And as for DME, hyperglycemia causes retinal edema, damaging macular tissue and leading to vision loss. For both disease, there are many patients who are receiving the medical treatment. Now, for NMED as well as the DME, I would like to talk a little bit about what are some of the unmet medical needs. For both disease, the standard treatment using this kind of injection. As you can see, this is very invasive. Therefore, there is a very clear unmet medical needs, meaning that not just treatment who has a very high interference, but also we would like to have the not only going to the hospitals and going through the operation, but the patient would like to have the much comfortable way of receiving the treatment. For NMED, it receive quite a long term to treat, and numbers of the visiting the hospitals as well as going through the operation, we want to be able to avoid any of these if possible. So these are very clear unmet medical needs. And because of that, many pharmaceutical companies have tried to develop this eye drop. However, the development of this eye drop has not necessarily been successful. The reason is very clear. Because of the barrier features, for the eye drops to be able to get to the back side of this eyeball is extremely difficult. And because of these hurdles, in Kyowa Kirin, we are trying to really resolve these challenges using our technology. Kyowa Kirin, we have the telnevism, and then with the nanocrystallization technology, we are able to develop, or we are trying to develop the KHK4951. If you were to look at the graph on this right-hand side, this is the what the result of the result would be. And then this is non-nanocrystallized versus the nanocrystallized eye drop. You can see the drug contents in the back side of the eye. As you can see, non-nanocrystallized versus the nanocrystallized, then which means that the KHK4951, then you are able to evaluate the very high density. And this is with the very positive data in Kyowa Kirin, we have been conducting the phase 1 study. And for this, we have the healthy patient as well as the AMD patient, and to try to evaluate. And you can see the up and layer part of the different kind of photograph. As you can see in the middle, please check the white part in the middle of the photograph. You can see the mountain-like part, and then on the lower side, you see the black. And this is really how the AMMD disease looks like in the photograph. And with the application of the KHK 495143 weeks of the administration, you are able to see whether the area has been decreased or completely gone.
So we are very pleased to share with you these very positive findings, and we now are progressing with the global phase 2 study for the indications of NAMD and DME, and we are expecting the very big market size, as you see here, and we're hoping and working very hard in order to make KHK 4951 into a real drug, which we can offer to the patients in need. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Nogimura. I work at the Institute of Health Sciences of Kirin Holdings. It's my turn now. In my talk, I would like to share with you my research, which is on AI-driven functional simulation, leveraging a digital DX platform for drug discovery. Well, this is our development approach for functional food. Conventionally, we have been going through in vitro, in vivo, and clinical trial, and then product development and implementation. And there have been a lot of issues, of course, and obstacles that we have to overcome. And so we're thinking that whether we can apply our own technology called QSP technology in this development process. Use of AI, may sound easy, but it actually is not. Compared to pharmaceuticals, where we know exactly what we would like to achieve, the development of food products can be more broad. And in fact, compared to pharmaceuticals, we have to have a wider or broader database and data accumulated for development. Using our open innovation, we were able to develop the proprietary data sets accumulated by Kirin. And the first target that we decided to work on was the acetylcholine, and which is widely commercialized for overseas B2B markets as an ingredient for cognitive function. And the global market is very large, approximately 5 trillion yen. And let me show you what we actually got out of our simulation using AI. Horizontally, you see the time, and vertically, you see the activity of the brain. At the 10 hours, we see a peak with the acetylcholine group, and absorption, digestion, and other related activity actually is controlled by brain. And in fact, you might know that there is a interaction between brain and guts. And conventionally, acetylcholine was known to be working directly on the brain, but we also found out that acetylcholine also works for the brain-gut interaction. And so, it's the product is named like Poteligio or Cognizin. And I think that we can explore more with this. And using the microelectrode array, we also made assessment of gut-mediated neural activity. And surprisingly, we have found that there was more of neuronal firing rate with this cognizin or and acetylcholine. And this we found using just AI instead of a real clinical trials. And that, of course, can reduce our time, or that can save our time. And if we could attain this efficacy predicting using virtual clinical trials. And we would like to work more on high confidence product launch using AI technology. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much. Well, it's my turn. My name is Emily Hiramoto. I also work at the Health Science Institute of Kirin Holdings. Now, in my talk, I would like to share with you what we have been doing, what we have found with LC Plasma, which is a driving global expansion through R&D. Well, LC Plasma already well known globally, but we believe that LC Plasma can even grow further into the high growth markets. And we would like to spread our knowledge and findings about LC Plasma so that this can be utilized in more products, in more offerings. In order for LC Plasma to be marketed, there are many barriers that we have to clear. For example, we have to have a lot of guidelines that we have to fulfill. We have to abide by all the rules and regulations. We have to go through the accurate clinical trials. And currently, we are conducting 2 clinical trials in Australia, as you see here. And we are trying to get evidence of LC Plasma, which can be utilized in different products to be marketed in global markets. We also would like to deep dive the technical benefits and technological and scientific knowledge and benefits of LC Plasma. And here on this slide, you can see more about this collaborative clinical trial that we have been doing with Blackmores, our group company. And here, we in this trial, we gave plasma, LC Plasma, to those who had a upper respiratory upper respiratory tract infection symptoms. And duration, occurrence, and severity were assessed. And as a result of this clinical trial, once we get the evidence of the LC Plasma, then together with Blackmores, we would like to announce our strong claims, not approved in Japan, but maybe for social implementation. So this will be a good trigger and a great trigger for us to be even more global. And the results will be seen maybe in 2026 or thereafter. So accordingly, we will be launching the products. So please check that out. And furthermore, in order to drive social and economic value, we also are conducting this clinical trial together with the Griffith University. It's a joint research, and here, what are we doing? We are researching or investigating what we can do with LC Plasma on CyTOF, which stands for cytometry by time of flight. And this is a cutting-edge analytical technology to deliver scientific proof of action mechanisms. With this technology, we would like to we would like to understand the immune system dynamics by decoding that, and we hope that we can elevate LC Plasma research to a world-class scientific standard, and we can explore even further benefits of LC Plasma. And this kind of joint research with academia is going to be very, very crucial and very important for us. Because this will attract a lot of researchers and professionals. And not only attaining evidence, but also we would like to involve a lot of researchers and scientists so that we can achieve more something greater all together. Thank you very much for your attention.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am from the Institute of Health Science. My name is Kato. As Hiramoto talked about the research about the plasma globally, but from here on, I would like to talk about the approach to immunity visualization and immune care awareness. What we are aiming for is to make sure that the society takes the immune care as everybody can be treated. It is very important that people are aware of that, but what about the reality? When you are not feeling well, people probably realize the immunity is very important, but on the day-to-day life, people don't necessarily think about that. We hear those kind of voice from our patient. When we make a research, people understand, about 80% of the people understand that the immune is very important. But on the other hand, only 11% of the people are actually going through the immune care. There is a huge gap between the awareness versus the action. So why people are not really focusing on the immune care? One of the big reasons is that people are not really able to see the immune care. Therefore, using the Kirin technology, we want to be able to visualize, and then we participated in a cohort research that was being conducted in Wakayama Prefecture. As a result, first time in the world, we were able to discover the worldwide of urinary factors that visualize the PDC activity. And with that, every single person, hope that we're able to visualize, and we are working on that. Now, here, I would like to talk about the actual service that we are currently looking into. Now, with this, the current status of the immune as well as the trend from the past to now. By going through the test, people are able to find out about their immune system, and at the same time, they are able to deepen their knowledge related to current immune situation, and also to be able to take an action. And we want to be able to develop the service to be able to support this initiative. Together with the Funko, we have been able to take a big step forward. And at the moment, we are conducting the test launch in the third quarter next year. However, for us, the implementation of this test service is not really the goal. What we are aiming for is the collaboration with the community and workplace and education domain, and we very much like to tackle the immune treatment. We have so-called the immune challenge, distributing the test kit and let people understand the immune situation, and then making sure that the people are more aware of the immune care. Also in the kindergarten or the educational facility, we are working on this. As a matter of fact, we also have the opportunity to introduce this to our customer. And many customers are very much interested in this kind of immune care, and they very much are interested. So the visualization of the immune treatment is really the big step forward. Now, as for the visualization of the immune care, have both the social value as well as the economic value. For many patients and people, we want to really communicate the importance of the immune care and very much want to contribute to the people around the world. With this idea, I would like to continue to make a research going forward, and thank you very much for listening. Good afternoon. Yuto Fujiwara is my name, and up until now, we were talking about the result of the research, but then when you think of the Kirin, people think of the beer. As you can see, this is the Kirin-specific Fujiwara development, as well as the beer development using the AI, how we are able to make the beer more tasty, and also how is it linked to the competitiveness of the Kirin in the market. So first, I would like to talk a little bit about Fujiwara itself. Kirin, for many, many years, Kirin had been looking for the customer. More than 1 million worth of the data related to the preference of the customers as well as the element related to that. And then using AI, we have the structure in place to be able to develop using AI. So using this, we would like to integrate the data together with the structure, and then we want to be able to estimate the preference of the customer and then to be able to analyze. And with this, in order to improve the preference, we would like to create an AI that tells us what we need to do in order for us to create beer. But of course, AI is not going to make beer tasty, because using Fujiwara, we see some ingredients and we have to be able to control that. In order to control that, then we have to have a high level of the Kirin's brewery technology. So using the Fujiwara as well as the Kirin's brewery expertise, combining this is only the Kirin can do, and we cannot be done without Kirin. That is really the true essence of this. Now, this is the result, at least one of the example of the Fujiwara test. Let's say the sample with the high level of the fermentation level is being favored, but then when the sample has less sense, then we are also being favored. So based on this, together with the developers, we make a discussion. The developers are looking into the condition of the ingredients and also the index related to the fermentation, and also coming up the recipe to lower the ingredients A. And with that, the ingredients are being specified, and then to put that into the condition of the fermentation technology of the beer. As a result, it makes it possible for us to come up with a beer that are being favored by many. Now, really, is that true? Is it being liked by many consumers? 120 consumers were participated for the tasting. Now, from A to D has been developed based on the knowledge of the developers. And now the current product is the one that's been already sold. And then the left-hand side is the Fujiwara-based developed beer. As you can see on this chart, the very left-hand side, the bar in red, in comparison to any other sample, then people show a very high level of the favoriness. Many consumers find it very tasty. Now, Fujiwara times the level of the brewing technology we have been able to achieve developing the product that is liked by many people. Now, this technology is being utilized in the development area. And then in 2026, product launch using Fujiwara is already set. You're talking about tens of billions of yen. Numbers of the brand we have already utilizing this technology, and I believe that this technology will be able to highly contribute to the sales of the Kirin, which I very much look forward to. And lastly, this is going to be the long-term vision of the Kirin using AI. Now, currently, it will be the version 1.0. This is really identifying the key component for preference. Now, as for the version 2, then we would like to capture the changing preference with time. Then together with the Hitachi, we are going to be developing version 3.0. This is far beyond the preference, but then this is more to do with the anticipating the consumer choice. With the research data as well as the ingredients data, with this platform, we are going to be able to develop many different kinds of AI so that we be able to execute the development of the product that many people are going to be able to enjoy. Thank you for listening.
Well, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? We have shared with you what we have been doing in the past, in present, and in the future. And we would like to move on to the. We would like to continue with the agenda. Next, I we would like to share with you what we're trying to do in the future. And so this session is going to be about the future of R&D at Kirin Group. Well, but obviously there are global social initiatives and issues, and so we are here to address and tackle these issues with technological capabilities. Okay, okay, we know that we have the issues about securing biological resources and infectious disease risks and aging society. Of course, we're in Japan. Yes, aging society and unmet needs. There are so many of them. Okay, we are working on breeding technology for heat-tolerant plants. We're trying to expand globally the LC plasma for challenging pharmaceutical applications. We're also trying to make advancement for aging research and so on. And in order for us to do all these, currently we have these innovation promotion framework. We have sites of Kirin, sites of Blackmores and Kyowa Kirin, in many regions and countries. And for the future, we will be opening more research sites and R&D facilities in the APAC region. Of course, we will have to identify and understand the overseas, global needs and local needs for localization. So that also will be taken into consideration. But no matter how many R&D sites or facilities we have, it's not the answer. The solution really relies on our researchers. There are so many great researchers and scientists, very capable, very talented, and we're very proud to have all these scientists and researchers who are working on state-of-the-art technology. And together with these human resources, people, we're going to explore our future. As mentioned, I mentioned in the beginning, we always ask ourselves of the strength that we have. I think that we have been strong at the basic research, and this really is the key and the fundamental that we have to make best use of. Everything starts with basic research, and based on that, we explore technology, our new findings, and ultimately, we are trying to commercialize what we find and what we identify. Now, for the future, I don't think that we have been investing enough in R&D. But this investment is not for the sake of investment. We would like to increase our R&D, aiming at becoming a global innovation leader. By 2035, we have a plan to increase our R&D investment to approximately 1.5 times of the current level. In 26, we will invest 3.5 billion yen in research facilities at the Microbial Science Technology Institute. That'll be our first step. And last but not least, I would like to tell you that we will be striving even further to become a global innovation leader in fermentation technology and biotechnology. And to be that, Okay, we will focus on these three ideas. One, okay, we want to make sure that we work in a distinguished and dynamic environment that fosters the full expression of individual talents and innovative ideas. And we want to create products and services that can transform society and bring innovation to the world. And thirdly, we want to cultivate individuals capable of enhancing the competitiveness globally. So with that, I would like to finish my part. Thank you very much for your attention.